What's up guys, Alex over here in Let's Ride Garage, and I'm trail bound. I'm recording a couple of reviews, but one of them is gonna be about this Rockshox 35 Silver. This is the 130 millimeter travel fork, but it's coil. So I'm gonna take it to a trail, see how it performs. Remember, this thing is on the heavier side at around almost 7 pounds, shy of 7 pounds. And it has a 51 millimeter offset, 29 steer, and 130 millimeters of travel. It's a 35 millimeter diameter stanchion, and it has a rebound adjustment as well. So I'm gonna take this to the trail, see how it performs. And as usual, check the affiliates if you would like to support the channel. There's different ways you can do so. I will link everything that I talked about in the description below. And before we head to the trail, please subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and let's ride. All right guys, so we are entering the sections where I like to test the fork. But just to tell you, I'm already 2 miles into the ride and I'm liking this fork. Remember, it's a coil fork. Hopefully you guys can see all right. The travel has been feeling pretty buttery, which I wasn't expecting at all. All right, so it seems like my jump section might be a little bit wet, so I will not be able to jump like I wanted to, but we have some roots over here that we can test out. Let me go through them. All right, not bad at all. Let's see if I can jump. That will really be the test of it in this type of trail. Climbing roots, no problem. It is really responsive. Very, very responsive. I like it. Not bad at all. Not bad. Maybe a little over 1.25 inches of travel remaining on this fork, and that was kind of like a hard jump, so no complaints right there. What's up guys, welcome back over here in the garage. And as you can see, we're gonna be talking about this fork. Hopefully you find these clips helpful if you're trying to get something like this. All right, before we start, please subscribe if you're new here, or if you're back and you haven't subscribed, and turn that notification bell on. That way you don't miss any future content. If you want to support the channel, I link everything that I'm going to be talking about in the descriptions below, as well as way to support the channel in a different way. You can buy me a cup of coffee or check everything below. It will also be on the pinned comment. All right, so just came from the trail, and this is my dad's Axum build that I did for him. And I went ahead and installed the Rockshox 35 Silver, and this is a coil version of the fork. It is, however, a boost fork, which is a 15 by 130. Now, the only thing that this Shox has, again, remember I bought this from Facebook Marketplace. I think I paid like $150, and it was a takeoff from another bike. And the only thing that this thing has is just rebound. Over here, it doesn't have a lockout or anything like that. That's all you can do with this fork. Now, this is a Rockshox 35, which is supposed to be a 35 millimeter diameter stanchion. And when we measure this with a caliper, we are right at 35 millimeters. Now, the exposed travel for this one is going to be 130.5, and the advertised travel for this fork is 130 millimeters of travel, which is perfect. Now, This shock has a 51 millimeter offset that is from the center to where the axle is at. And this is a taper fork, which is really good. Now, on the trail, how did this thing perform? It actually, I was hesitant on putting this fork into my dad's axle because I wanted to get him, when I bought it, I didn't know it was gonna be a coil fork. When I saw a Rockshox 35 for $200, brought him down to $150, I was expecting to have the same fork as the one that I have on my own axle, which is actually an air fork that has a lockout and then rebound adjustment as well. And that was what I wanted in this one. Now, when I got it, when I met the guy, it's because I told him to meet somewhere, midpoint. If not, if I would have go all the way to his house, I would have said, you know what, never mind, don't need it. But I met him halfway, so I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm already here, so I bought it. And to tell you the truth, the only drawback that I see on this one is not having the capability of being locked out. And the other drawback is the weight. I don't remember exactly how much. I'll link in the video where I talk about this fork, but it was just shy of 7 pounds. I think it was like 6.8 pounds. So it is a little bit on the heavier side, but on the trail, this thing actually exceeded my expectations. It was buttery smooth on the small and the bigs. I had no issues whatsoever with this fork. The trail was a little bit wet, so on the jump sections that I do, I couldn't jump as hard as I wanted to. But even though I'm a heavy guy, I have 220 pounds, and this thing still has 25 millimeters of travel that I did not use. And I'm pretty sure this thing goes all the way down. So that thing for my local trails, it is way more than enough, way more than enough. So again, I have not find these forks, or I haven't researched them. I haven't researched them like online to see where I can buy them. It usually comes like on bikes and people take them off and sell them. That's how I found it. It has no scratches whatsoever. And the guy said he only put in like 10 miles before he actually upgraded. And I can see why. I mean, we all want air forks. We all want what's best out there or what we can afford better. Now, one thing that I've been trying not to do anymore is buy those Bockless forks or Bolani or things like that. Not because they're bad, because if you compare them, they're all right in there, but this is a name brand and it's a good quality fork. And if you do your own research well on the marketplace, Pink Bike or whatever, or even brand new deals, you search on Google the fork that you're trying to look for, you might be surprised what you can find for the price that is, if not the same, very similar to a Bockless or Bologna or Lutu or something like that from Amazon. So far, I'm really pleased with this fork. It did everything that I wanted it to do. It exceeded my expectation. Like I said, the only thing the way I see it, this fork is great for light trail use. If you're gonna be doing, you can also jump with this thing. You can send it, no issues whatsoever. I think it's gonna lack, since we don't have a lockout on this one. I think it might be not as an efficient fork when climbing, because usually when we climb, we try to lock up the fork or stiffen it up a little bit so that we don't lose a lot of energy on it. And since this fork doesn't have the fissure, we cannot lock it. So also for commuting, when you're commuting and trying to get there fast or racing on the streets on a flat path, this is where this fork is gonna suffer, because when you're pedaling, putting a lot of effort on it, the fork is gonna be moving up and down a little bit. It's gonna take your efficiency away. Now, if you're not looking for efficiency like that, and if you find something like this for a great deal, highly recommended. Highly recommended compared to any cheap fork out there. So again, this fork exceeded my expectations. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it though, because if I can sell it for what I bought it from, then I'll sell it. If not, I'll put it on a different build, because I want to try, or I don't know, I might just leave it in there, because once I put it in here, once I weighed the bike, this bike came under 33 pounds, I think, or really close to 33 pounds. It kind of like surprised the weight that this bike has, being that this is a heavier fork. If I was to put in a, I don't know, the Judy, I would probably shave 2 pounds in this bike. And if we go tubeless on this bike, we can probably make a sub 30 pound bike on this build. But like I said, I'm pretty happy with this fork. It did way better. I was actually surprised how good this fork did in the trail. All right, again, these are my own opinions. If you have a fork like this, let me know what you think about it. If you're looking for something good and reliable, name brand, if you get this one for a good price, you will not be disappointed. If you're doing casual riding, if you're doing light trail, small jumps, you will not have any problems on this fork. Again, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, and if you made it this far, please subscribe, turn the notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel, I'll leave affiliates for everything on this build in the description below, including the fork if I can find it. And other than that, check the, if you want to become a channel member, you can do that as well. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. And I guess I'll see you on the trails. Let's ride. Now I gotta put all these clips together the way it looks seamlessly. It's gonna be a lot of work. At least really hope these guys that are watching and they're not subscribed, at least they subscribe, because he's gonna freaking hell of a job. All right.